Hello and welcome back to the channel for my second video. Another day, another meal. So today's, as you've seen on the thumbnail, is the Kershaws Steaklet and Chips Meal. Now this is priced at $2.75, but in Heron at the minute you can get 3 for £6. They are $2.75 for one, or you can get 3 for £6, and there is a variety of them, all different ones. But this one today is the classic Steaklet and Chips. It says you get it with onion gravy and baked beans, and it's been a while since I've had one of these. I won't lie, I think it was probably about 8 or 9 years ago I last had them. So I have had them before, but it has been quite some time, and they was really, really good. I really enjoyed them. The only reason I've not been getting them recently is because the price has gone up quite significantly. I think they used to be, from Farm Foods, I think you used to get 6 for £5. The last time I bought these, the offer on it was 6 for £5 or £1 each. So they've gone up quite a lot. So I thought I'll give it a go today and I'll share it with you guys. Let's try the Kershaws classic Steaklet and Chips microwave meal, $2.75. I'll tell you a little bit about what it says on the back. It does say the 30% of this meal is chips, 53% is beans in tomato sauce, 25% is the onion gravy, and 19% is the steaklet. It does give you the calories as well. The meal is 522 calories, 16.6 grams of fat, 6.1 grams of which are saturates, 64 grams of carbs, 7.6 of sugars, 11.5 grams of fibre, 23 grams of protein, and 3.2 grams of salt in the meal. That is in a 360 gram portion. It does say that it's oven or microwavable, so microwave 7 minutes, you take the film lid off, you peel it off, you turn the steaklet over, and then cook it for a further 4 minutes, and then leave for 1 minute before serving. Okay, shall we get the Kershaws classic Steaklet and Chips with onion gravy and baked beans in the microwave? Okay, so I've took it out the packet. That's what it looks like frozen. So you've got the steaklet and the onion gravy in that bit, the baked beans in tomato sauce there, and the chips there. So I'll pierce the film lid, get it in the microwave for its first half of cooking. Okay, so now we just need to take the film lid off. It's halfway through, it's done its first 7 minutes, so we're going to do the next 4 minutes, but I'll take the film lid off and I'll follow the instructions. I'll flip the steaklet as it says to do. So that's the steaklet flipped. I'll give the beans a little bit of a mix and the chips a little bit of a mix as well. And then that is ready to go back in for another 4 minutes, and then we should be good to go. Put the film lid back on. Film lid back on, back in the microwave, 4 more minutes. So 4 minutes for that, and while that's cooking for the last 4 minutes, I'm just gonna say, what is a steaklet? Anybody know what a steaklet is? Is it, I don't know, is it slightly better than a burger but not quite a steak? All I know is that it tastes really nice. I'm a big fan of steaklets, and I have been since I was a kid. I think when I was little we used to get steaklets because we never could have obviously afford steak when we was little, and I think sometimes we splashed out a little bit to get something a little bit better than a burger, so we ended up with steaklets, and that's I think where my love of these steaklets have come from, because it reminds me of being a kid, and the sort of food that we used to get when I was little. So I think it says it's about 28% pork. Let's have a look. So apparently the steaklet itself is 28% beef, 22% pork, and then some onion, seasoning, salt, standard things like that. But as far as meat goes, 28% beef and 22% pork. So 50% meat. What the other 50% is, I don't know, but that's probably the let part of the steaklet. But they're tasty anyway, I like them. Okay, we've got it out now. Just got it out of the oven. It is piping hot. It's like boiling, bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. It does say leave to stand for a minute, so I'm going to leave it to stand for a minute. And then we'll pop it on a plate. and we'll tuck in. I mean, have a look at that. So the chips do look a little bit sorry. I think microwavable chips are never great anyway. The microwavable chips are like usually quite soggy and sort of limp and pathetic. I'm not a big fan of them, but I am just going to chuck all the beans on top. I mean, there isn't a lot of beans. The portions aren't massive, but you've got to bear in mind it is £2.75 on its own, or 3 for £6, so £2 each. That's the steaklet. So let's get it on the plate, see what it looks like on a plate, and we'll tuck in and see what it tastes like. See if it's as good as I remember it being. So let's get the chips on. I think when you put it on a plate, it always looks a little bit more miserable than it would keeping it in the tub, in the plastics, just because when you get it on a plate, you can see it in comparison to how other meals would usually look. And it's not usually like brilliant, but let's get the beans. I'm not really a big fan of beans and gravy at the same time, but I'll give it a go. I'll try and keep them as separate as I can. I'll put the beans on there. I'm going to get all the bean sauce out as well. Get all the bean sauce out of the tub, out of the little plastic tray. And then pour the onion gravy on the steaklet there. Very nice indeed. I mean, look at it. There you go. That is it. That is the meal. That is the steaklet with onion gravy, with chips and beans. Let's tuck in. Okay, so I'm going to tuck in now. Let's try this steaklet. Let's see if it's as good as I remember. It is really tasty. You know what? That is as good as I remember. I don't know. I can't even tell you what it is. I don't know what it is. It is a steaklet just slightly better than a burger because it just tastes more meatier than a burger. But that is nice. That is tasty. It does taste like a burger, but a slightly more luxurious burger. Let's try the beans. Beans are beans. They are tasty beans. The tomato sauce is nice on it. The chips, let's give the chips a go. I'll try a chip on its own, just so I can taste it as it is. Not great, but you know what to expect with microwave chips. Microwavable chips are just never great. You smother it in gravy, get tons of gravy on it. Makes it better. Let's try a chip with some beans. You know what? I would get that again. I don't think it's I wouldn't say it's like a full meal. Not for me anyway, because I likes me food. I loves me foods. But for like a lunch, I usually have a quite a light lunch and then a bigger sort of dinner later on in the day. I don't think one of these would do for dinner. I'd probably have 2 for dinner, but for lunch, it's absolutely fine. It's really, really nice. There's not a lot of onion on the gravy. It says on the box that it's onion gravy, but there isn't a lot of onion in the gravy. It's just got a slight sort of onion hint to it, but the steaklet itself is really, really good. I think it might have been better if you chuck a little bit of salt on the chips, just because they do taste sort of stale. I know you get the beans and the gravy to put on it, which is what I'm doing. But as I say, microwave chips are garbage anyway, usually. If you've got any recommendations for really good microwave chips, let me know. I know fries to go are quite good, fries to go, because they're sort of cooked separately. They've each got their own little compartment in the fries box. When you put them in the microwave, they do all cook separately, which I think works for those, but that's the only ones I know where the actual fry goes crispy in a microwave. Two of them for dinner. That'd do me. Just cook two, chuck them on the plate, have two steaklets, a little bit of chips, double portion of beans, double portion of gravy to drown out the sorry chip taste. But they're not that bad, to be honest. They're not that bad. I know what to expect with chips from the microwave, so I'm not disappointed. But that... Let's try steaklet and beans. Steaklet and beans there, look. Because these were on the 3 for £6 offer, I did get three, because the £2.75 for one, or 3 for £6. So I did get three. I think the other two that I got are the breakfast one and the... What was the other one? All day breakfast. And I can't remember what the other one was. Sausage. I can't remember what it was. I will do videos for those two as well, so look out for that. And let me know if you've had these Kershaw meals before. What do you think to them? They've been going since like the 40s. I think this Kershaw's brand has been going since the 1940s for sort of meals. Quick and easy meals. But that is it. Completed it, mate. Kershaws Steaklet and Chips and Beans meal. Done. So that's it. I do recommend that. The steaklet one in particular, just because the steaklet was really tasty. Really meaty. There's no gristle in the steaklet itself. It just had a lot of flavour. Fairly filling. I mean, it's done me for lunch today. I won't need anything until later on for tea, but the beans were really nice. I don't know if they're Heinz beans or what, but they taste like good quality beans. They're not cheap beans. It's just the chips that slightly let it down, but it's to be expected because it is microwavable. So I wonder if you put it in the oven, it might be different. If you put the whole lot in the oven, the chips might cook differently than what they do in the microwave. So I might have to try that next time. Let me know if you have done that. As I say, this is only my second video on this channel. Please do show some support. Subscribe if you enjoyed it, because there's a lot more coming like this. There's 2 more Kershaw meals that I'm going to do in the next few days. And then we're going to branch out and do all kinds of cool, nice, tasty, and probably not so tasty foods. And we'll review them. I'll be honest and candid with all my reviews for food. And I'll show you as much as I can with it. And I'll tell you as much information that's on the packet and stuff. Regarding calories and nutritional information and things like that. So if you've enjoyed it, please do pop a like on it. Don't forget to click that subscribe button for more content like that, and comment down below if you've tried one of these Kershaw meals, and let me know if there's any others that I should try. I've got the breakfast one and I can't remember what the other one is, but I know there's about 5 or 6 different ones at least. The liver and onion one, the liver one I won't eat because I don't eat liver, but I'll be open to eating any of the others. So thanks for joining me, and we'll see you guys on the next one. So thank you so much. Goodbye.